everyone, I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me in studio today. This is the last studio for our fabulous adventure stamp, which is the trees. I hope you've enjoyed the tuition so far. We do try and do 3 live hours on one stamp to show you how you can get the most out of that one stamp. So we've already done 2 shows which you can catch on YouTube, which is fabulous, and you can always visit those, they never go away. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Tony Derrick and I'm a guest presenter over on Create and Craft, and I love anything to do with craftiness, particularly colouring, whether that be pens, paints, pencils, anything like that. So if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to click the subscribe button. We're getting a lot of following now, which is fabulous, and we're getting a lot of regular faces who visit us time and time again. Also, over on your YouTube channel, you will see a little HD button which gives you a better viewing. It clears up the picture and gives you a little better streaming. So if you're struggling at the moment, that is a little button that you may want to click. Don't forget the bell. That lets you know also when we are live, and if we do anything in between, it posts it out to everybody that's clicked the little bell button. So on Facebook, we also post the pictures of the finished makes, so you are with a chance to win one of the cards made in Live Studio today. So it's a fabulous place to be. We have all our regular faces, so hi Adele, Denise, Leslie, Joe, Viv, hi John. So many faces. I've never actually probably met most of these people, but they are actually all my friends. They come all the time. They support us here at Stamps by Me, and we try to give a little bit back by inspiring you in so many different ways. So we are part of the SBM family, should we say. So in today's studio, I'm going to show you the 4th stamp in the Craft Academy collection. You will have seen stamp 1, 2 and 3. We are currently working on stamp 2, which is You Are My Adventure. We did the stamp 1, which was Take It Step by Step, and I'll just quickly show you those. Some of those stamps still are available, so if you are wanting to craft along at any point, it doesn't matter if you missed week 1, you can go back and still catch the tuition. It is over on YouTube. And all you have to do is pop FBL into the search engine over on our website, which is www.stampsbyme.co.uk, and you'll be able to see all 4 stamps. We are launching 1 stamp every week, so everybody can take the opportunity, should they wish, to join in the Craft Academy. However, if you do not want the stamp, that is absolutely fine. Please don't turn off. The inspiration is here, and you may have something in your stash that will work. We like to use all of our crafty stash. I know a lot of people have been using the stairs and things like that, and traditionally it probably wasn't a stamp that you would ever think about buying, but it's been lovely to sit here for 3 live shows and show you different ways of using your stamps, using different inks, texture. It's been fabulous, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it too. I know you're all messaging me saying thank goodness for Craft Academy, but I'm absolutely enjoying it. It's making me step out of the box also. So as you can see from the samples behind me, we are currently working on the trees, which is You Are My Adventure. So the next one in the collection that we are going to be working on is the swing, and that stamp is called Smile, and that is also available on the website. So we do try and get the stamps out to you in plenty of time, so should you want to craft along whilst I'm live, you can do that also. So I'm just going to quickly run through the 3 stamps that we've done already. So we have stamp 1, which is Take It Step by Step. So this is the one that we spent the live hours on, and then this is the stamp in its true form. It's huge. It can be cut down. You can make DL cards with it and things like that. It's a beautiful stamp. I had so much fun using this one. And then stamp 2, which is the one we're currently working on today. We've done some beautiful techniques using this one, and I know a lot of you would have never bought this stamp or used it in the ways that you have if you hadn't done it together in studio. So well done everybody. I have seen all the makes. Absolutely gorgeous. Excuse me. People have been putting houses in the background, people in the foreground, doing different colours, black and white. They're just absolutely beautiful. I'm so proud of you all just for picking up that brush and having a go. And I can honestly say I've seen the growth in some of you as crafters. For the people that post their makes week in, week out, I can see you improving. And you know, when somebody says that that's probably the best card you've done until you do another one, story of my life. But yeah, I can absolutely see you thoroughly enjoying it. And then number 3, which is Smile, which is the, sorry, I didn't show you the back of that one. So that's the stamp, absolutely huge. And then you get the fabulous You Are My Adventure. And then we have Smile, which is the gorgeous swing with the like foliage growing up the side. Stay positive and smile. And then this is the stamp in its true glory and how big it is. So have we got any questions so far? No, I think we're all good to go, aren't we? I hope you're all well. And you know, how long are we on to week 5 of lockdown? I'm not sure. We're all doing incredibly well. I know it's painful. It's probably been painful for more people than others. But you know what, guys, we're getting through it, aren't we? We're on to week 5, maybe week 6, I'm not quite sure. And we're doing an incredible job. So well done, everybody. It is going to continue for a little bit longer, but we can get through it. I'm absolutely certain we will get through it. And just join me every single day at 3 o'clock. If I'm not here, I'm on TV, which I'm on TV tomorrow with some fabulous shows. Do not buy until the live hour. Let the prices come right down till the live hour and then buy if you want anything. Okay, because the prices on there are still incredible, but they will be better in the live show. So do be patient. So let's have a look. Yep, so if you have ordered the stamp already, which I'm going to show you, stamp number 4, well done. I know a lot of you have already gone on to our website already and bought the stamp. But the stamp that is coming after the swing is our beautiful thank you stamp, which is this beautiful one here. So it has the thank you large letters across the top and the thank you. And as you all know, I'm absolutely in my comfort zone with this type of stamp because it's got flowers in. So I'm going to show you a couple of samples that I've already made to show you what we could potentially be doing in studio. And then this is a stamp on the back. It's a big one, guys. They're all quite big. But I want you to be able to snip into them or maybe make them into DL cards and things like that. Just, you know, try something a little bit different. So if you do have a question, don't one of the ladies on here, I can't remember the lovely lady's names, come up with the idea. If you pop a Q before the front of it, it'll help us sort of like pick out where there's important questions, and we'll try and answer them throughout the live studio. So tomorrow I'm on Create and Craft at 1:30 with a sales show, and then I'm back with you at 6:45 with whatever's left. And then I'm being on, after that live hour, I'm on again with a cut and emboss show with Pretty Penny dies. And I've got some fabulous demos with the Pretty Penny dies. So whilst I'm at the studio, they are utilising me and they've asked me to do the show, which, you know, it's nice to be asked. I must be doing something right. A little bit out of my comfort zone with just dies, but I'm going to mix it up with my stamps and hopefully it'll come good. So if you are wanting some more inspiration, you've probably got all the products anyway, but you can still watch and just enjoy. So let's have a look. Right, okay, so that's the beautiful stamp. So let's show you some samples that I've gone ahead and made. And as we do go through the course, we can call it a course, can't we? You do all get signed off at the end of it. I'm only joking. So what will happen is they will all shuffle down. So this is the last one for this one today. So this will be off, and then down will come Smile stamp, and then on will go the fabulous one that I've just shown you here. And we'll keep pushing them down and pushing them down. And if you are buying the stamps, I'm probably going to buy them all. That's absolutely amazing. Every stamp that you buy, £1 goes to our local food bank. And what we're going to do is we're going to sort it out at the end of the programme and donate the money to our local food bank, given the circumstances and all. If you look here onto my left here, you can see some fabulous samples with some ladies and the large thanks stamp set there. These are in the sales show tomorrow at absolutely knockout prices. So if you are on a budget and you're wanting to try something new, tomorrow's the place to watch. So let's show you the samples like promised, hey? So first of all, let's just show you one which is just stamped and watercoloured. So for fun, there we go. Sorry about that. And there we go, it's just one watercoloured, so just stamped out and then just added some colour and just go for it. We probably will not do this one in studio because it's down to you and your preference and how you're going to play. Do we get a certificate, Tony? No, you probably will just get a big thank you though. That'd be very difficult to sort out who's done what. But yes, I'm sure you're all worthy as a certificate no matter what happens. So that's just a watercoloured one, just stamped out, and then the beautiful thank you there in gold embossing, so you can see, and then some sparkles, of course. So that one's just a watercoloured one. And then we have this one, which is complete. Now, I'm not sure about this one, but as I always say to you guys at home, stick with it and look at it, and it might grow on you. Well, let's just see if this one's going to grow on you. It's really busy, but I thought the effect was quite pretty in the end. So this has been heat embossed twice, fussy cut, layered, and then put on like a splattery background. You'll have to let me know on this one, guys. It's still not my favourite, but it's growing on me. So I'll just have a drink of my coffee. So the crackle paint, the crackle varnish, I'm having a question. Yes, it works over paint. It works on black cardstock. All you need to do is pop some paint on the top and then the crackle will come through. Yep, it does work on white paint, gesso as well. It works on that. It works fabulous with chalk paints also. So that's sample number 2. That is completely different. We might do this one in studio, but I might tone it down a little bit. Yeah, I just got a little bit out of hand with that one. So, like so. The gold flecks on there are Claire's new metallic paints flicked on there, so they are lovely. And then a very similar card, but what about chopping it up a little bit and doing half and half? So on this one I did half silver, half gold, and then the sentiment I did the opposite. So I did thank you, thank in the silver, and then you in the gold, and swap them so they're sat on different areas. So I hope you like that one. Not sure about the background. I love the flowers, not sure about the background. It is fussy, isn't it? I know. We might scale it back, but the reason why we've kept with it and gone with it is simply because I do encourage you guys to do your cards right to the very end and then sit and look at them. So that's what I've been doing. So this one is just very, very simple. Half and half, 2 gold embossing, 2-tone embossing, gold and silver. And then what about white pencil on craft card? You see that there? And then I have done my sparkle pen on there. I'm not sure if it's showing. But white pencil onto craft card. And then some of the detail in the background there. So something a little bit different. And what I did with this craft coloured card was I mounted it 3 times on craft just to give it dimension. I didn't want the height on the card, but I wanted some dimension. So I mounted it and then mounted it onto some white, and hopefully you'll be able to see maybe the sparkle on there, maybe not. We might do that in studio. And then the last one I have is a cheery one where it's watercoloured in bright and breezy colours and matte and layered on some gold, and then we have some lovely, just some sparkles on there just to make it pop. So very, very simple, but really, really effective. So I've done 6 samples there, and what we will do is we will add to them as we go when we come to do the tuition. So the TV schedule on Create and Craft is showing 1 p.m. The schedule on Create and Craft isn't always right. Trust me, I know this because I once looked at the schedule for my show and left thinking that was the right time, and it wasn't, and I rocked up 10 minutes before I was due on air. So sometimes the schedule is wrong, but I'm absolutely certain it is 1:30. What I will probably do is record the before hour and after hour, and then you can delete it. So then be sure not to miss out. Can you remind us of the sizes of the card to create a large top folding note card? I'll just measure this one for you, and then you can see how big that card is. So this one is 22 centimetres tall by 17. I make these myself, as you know. I've shown you all how I make them, and then I make a coordinating envelope on my Memory Keepers. We Are Memory Keepers board when I can find it, and I have been asked about that, and as soon as I find it I will show you how to make a lovely envelope to go with. So I hope you like those, something a little bit different. I really did and I am testing myself and pushing my own boundaries like that. Like the busy one is something I would never do, never ever ever do. I'm not that type of busy. I would probably just absolutely scale the watercolour back on the front there, pull it right back and have a busy background. But I've absolutely just gone to town with this one and decided that, you know what, I'm going to throw everything at this and just see where it takes me. I wouldn't even normally use black and pink, but I think the effects are quite pretty and you can do it at home. I'm absolutely certain of it. So, right, so let's do some inspiration. Who's crafting along today? The busy one is stunning. Thank you, Elaine. It's growing on me. I'm not saying I'll be doing that type of card all the time, but I am pushing my own boundaries as I'm encouraging you guys to do the same at home. So, yesterday I picked up on the fact that people are very scared of the splat and very scared of colour and very scared of layering. So guess what today's demonstration is all about? All of those things. Okay, not to that extent though. We're going to scale it down a little bit today, and then as we go through the 12-week program, we might push it a little bit further and push it a little bit further. And if you like it, brilliant. If you don't, you just go back to what you love, don't you? So let's have a look. Are the Maya case paints likely to come back in stock? Tina, yes. They are from Japan, so I would probably say that they won't be back for a while, given the current situation. But there we go. I will try my best though. So let's get out this, oh, I don't need my cutter yet, I need my Eureka. So if you are crafting along, you are going to need your Eureka. Let's just get rid of all the scraps of paper that are actually currently sat in my Eureka, and the embossing powder and everything else. Right, so first of all, I have some watercolour card here. Let's see what we're measuring, just in case anybody is crafting along. Yes, you can still order the swing. The swing, just pop FBL into the search engine. There are a few swings left. You can go back and order any of the previous ones too. So we have a piece of watercolour card which is 20 centimetres tall and approximately 14 centimetres wide. This mat doesn't have inches, unfortunately, so I can't give you any alternative measurements. But I tell you what I will do when I've sorted out my craft room, I'll find my ruler. I have a posh ruler, so we'll be able to give you measurements in both. So let's pop this into our Eureka. I'm using the smooth side. And what we're going to do is we're going to stamp it out. Just this side of it though, in the centre-ish, leaving, let's do it a little bit higher. No, let's go middle-ish. So in the centre really. And what we're going to do is we're going to stamp it out in black, and then we're going to throw some black embossing powder over the top to seal it. Now if you haven't got black embossing powder clear, that will seal it also. So clear embossing or black embossing, whatever you've got in your stash. I'm saying black, have I got black? Yes. So you're going to need an anti-static bag, a sticky ink pad and a black ink pad. As you all know, my black one is dry, but I will get a new one. So let's stamp out these trees. So let's pick up those lovely trees. Let me just pull my chair in. Let me just clean that off in the centre there, that mess. So let's ink up the stamp. So if you are crafting along, so I'm inking up the stamp here. So if you are crafting along, I'm just using a black ink pad, and then I'm going to seal it. I might have to stamp it 2 or 3 times, so you probably won't have to do the same as me. Just going to ink it up again. That'll teach me, won't it? Fluff on my stamp. I'm getting a line there. Make sure you got no fluff on your stamp at home, guys. So I'm trying to get this as black as I can, but the reason why I'm going to seal it with black embossing is because then it'll intensify it, because my ink pad is just absolutely rubbish at the moment. So although this is a fast drying ink, you can put heat embossing powder on it straight away. You don't have to use your sticky ink pad, but you must do it straight away because the ink dries. So I'm just going to grab some scrap paper here. Now if you are sealing yours, you can do it with black like I'm doing, or you can pop some clear on there. So hopefully it'll give me a chance to pour this black over. So you can see there how it's intensified it there. So it's just a bit of a cheat if your ink pad is running dry, for one, or if you want to intensify something. Now, you do need to heat emboss for the technique that we are going to do today though. So whether it be black or clear, you have to seal the image. So to get rid of, because I didn't use my anti-static bag, I'm just going to use my brush and get rid of all the flyaway pieces that are deciding to hover around, like so. I'm just using a brush here, just nothing fancy, just a brush, and just get rid of all those flecks that I've decided to stick everywhere. And this is what happens when you don't use your anti-static bag. So I think we'll just go with that. There we go. So let's heat set this one with our gun. So I'm getting my gun hot, and that means I'll get less warp in the card. The great thing about the clear embossing and the black embossing is it sort of gives you like a glossy finish as well, which is quite nice. So there we have our fabulous trees, which are absolutely lovely, I have to say. I'll just have a drink of my coffee. So let's remove the stamp from there for now, and we'll pop this to one side. Now this is where the fun begins, and all you need in your stash is maybe some watercolours, ink pads, your Tim Holtz ink pads. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to have some fun. Let's grab some colours. So you need to pick colours that are going to work together. So a couple of colour suggestions for you if you are working at home. So I have on my desk here my Generation Inks, my purple and my fuchsia. Purple and pink always work really, really well together. Orange and yellow work really well together. Let's have a look in here as well. So reds and oranges. So pick something that's going to work. So for mine today, I'm going to go for a little bit of, not mixed media, because that scares me too, it scares me too much. But I am going to try and create a little bit of dimension on this piece of artwork today. So this is going to be like an artistic-y card, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the Generation Inks, my pink and purple. So if you've got a pink and purple and want to go along, if you've got these, brilliant. I'm just going to use the lid of my Eureka. So all I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to pop some pink onto the lid. And I'm going to spray it with a little bit of water. You can't see it because it's on the lid. And we're just going to create a bit of texture on our background. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop the card straight onto there. And because we've done that lovely embossing, what will happen is it will resist the colour. You see that there? So let me just try and pick up all of that colour, or all of that water. Now you can intensify it, don't spritz it as much with water. Can we see? Just going to pick up all that colour so I don't have to waste it or mop it up. So there we are. When you get these lines, try to be patient with them, try not mop them up, because that's where you're going to get your definition in your card. Karen will be in her element today. This is her style, that's right. This is her style, smooching. So lots of background on there. So let's do a different colour. So this is where you can just enjoy them, layer build with your colours. So let's go with the deeper colour this time. Some purple. If you want a really, really intense colour, you could use your little re-inkers. They would give you really, really bright colour. But I'm going for quite a more muted colour to start with, because I all think it's easy if you start lighter, you can go darker, but if you go too dark, it's really difficult to try and pull it back. So here we are with the purple. Can we see now? Oh, it's looking really good, is that? I'm pleased with that. This doesn't always turn out as planned, you see. So let's just mop up that colour. I seem to have lost the pink, so I am going to add some more pink. So let me know what colours you're working with at home. You need to be brave, yeah. This isn't messy. It isn't messy at all. I wouldn't say anyway. I'm just dipping it in there. And it's practically drying before I'm finished, to be honest with you. It looks really good in oranges and yellows and things like that, so give it a go. Try variation of colours, see what you like. So let's just leave that as is and let's move on. So let's just tidy this off here. And let's dry this off with our gun. This, oh, slamming my cup down. This is watercolour card. This is the Carter. This is our own brand of watercolour card. This is available on the website. But I just find with the watercolour card, as you all know, I do chop it up. I do use normal card in some of my demonstrations too. But you just find that some cards and some watercolour cards work better. And that'll be down to you at home to trial and error. See what works best for you, because we all have a different eye and we all like different looks. So I'm going quite pale with this, but probably a lot of the mixed media people will be thinking, my gosh, you really need to get some colour on there. But it's each to their own. I always find as well that whilst my card's still quite hot, if you pop it under your Eureka, because it's warm, it sort of like irons it, if that makes sense, so it comes back out quite flat. So in this demonstration, I'm going to use one of our lovely stencils. I'm trying to see if we've popped a name on here for you. I think this is the peony one. I'll just open it and tell you. But These are on our FBL, you might already have them, but what you need, this is the dahlia. What you need is something with quite a nice pattern in there, not like geometric pattern, because it'll detract your eye away from your trees. What you need is something quite flowing, fluid, curvy. So have a look in your stash and see what you've got. So let's pull our artwork back out. And so what we're going to do now is we are going to pick a part of the design that I love. But what I am going to do is I'm not going to go anywhere near this edge. I don't want this edge on my artwork. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort of like fill the areas around and sort of like bring it in, make it easier on the eye. And I'm going to stick with the colours that I used. So I'm going to go with the pink, and I am going to use the blending brush, and I'm using the one with the arch over there as well, because I find that this one is a little bit easier with the stencils. Okay, but it's personal preference. So let's just move everything over here. So I'm just going to pick up some of the pink and keep it all in theme. Hold my artwork in place. And I'm just going to brush through. Now it'll probably look like nothing's going on until you actually remove the stencil. So just stick with it. And this is what it's like. This is what I was trying to say about the layer building. So I'm just going to try and get as much. And I am going to take the stencil into my design, into my stamped design too. Then it doesn't look so sterile. And then we've got this sort of effect. Can we see that there? So really, really pretty design. So let's turn this around and let's swap out the design a little bit so it gives it a little bit of a different appearance on there. Let's have a look. Having a stenciling day tomorrow, are you, Viv? Very exciting. So again, concentrating on the best part of the image. I'm not going to do it like sterile, all four corners. So I'm going to continue up here, and I'm just going to encroach these 4 petals just over this side. Just push that ink through. See there? I don't want it to look sterile if I can avoid it, but I don't want the outline line of the stencil. I don't want this ugly line on my artwork, so just be mindful of that. See there, oops, sorry. It actually looks like sun rays, doesn't it? If you'd have done it in orange and yellow, it'd have looked like sun rays, that one. So that is quite beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to pop a little bit of the design on the corners just to tie it all together. So only a little bit of the design here. Can you see here? Just a little bit of a suggestion there. So let's pop a little bit here. Again, twist it around so it looks a bit different. So you can see how different it looks when you start to incorporate other mediums in your stash. Now, you are already doing mixed media, believe it or not. You are already doing it, and I have to tell myself that sometimes myself. As soon as you put one layer on top of the other, it's mixed media. given. It's not heavy mixed media like some people like to do, but it is still mixed media. So, you know, have the courage to layer build your products. Now, to try and just incorporate it a little bit better and layer again, I'm going to bring the purple in, and I'm going to use the same stencil, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a smaller area and add a little bit of purple, and I mean a very small part of purple. So I'm just going to pick up these 4 leaves across this bottom. Let me just clean my brush, just get my scrap. And let's just pop some purple on here. You can see now, just a tiny bit, just the smallest part, and that keeps our colours together. Smallest part of the design. Don't want to ruin it. Are you all like me? So are these stencils on TV? No, these are not on. We just launched these a few weeks ago. I don't think there's many of these left, unfortunately. There are some stencils on TV this week in the sale, but it's not these ones, sweetheart. I can't actually remember which ones it is, to be honest. So you can see how we just incorporated the purple there, and because I always work in 3s, I'm just going to add a little touch in this corner here. The small Eureka's still not in stock yet, guys, but as soon as it comes in, I will let you all know. So you can see there, can we see there? So we've also, it looks quite tropical, and if you had like a tropical leaf stencil, you could put the leaf stencils around and do them in green, and you would have like quite a tropical scene in there. So it's just that just shows you how versatile the stamp is, really, that you can incorporate all of the other things that are in your stash. So let's just elevate this just a little bit more. So let's add some splashes and bring it to life. Now, you can still colour all of this, and I'm going to add detail in here. Now you can use your watercolour tin, you can use your distress inks. For the lady that asked yesterday about the mini distress inks, I have popped them all on. There are still some more to go on, there's quite a lot, but I have popped some on there. So for the lady who was asking yesterday, I have popped them on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour my image now. So what's going to happen is the stencil work and the coloured part that we've put on has pushed the image back, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull the image forward by adding some dimension. Does that make sense at all? If I'm talking in riddles, you must let me know. But this is what the layering is all about, pushing it back, pulling it forward, pushing it back, pulling it forward until you're happy. So I'm going to go with the green. I'm just going to pop it on my mat here. Just grab my water and my brush. And just pick up some of this lovely green on here. And then I'm just going to pop some of this green into this tree. And because we put that embossing on there, it acts as a resist, so it will stay true black. And then we'll pop some of the green on here. Now you absolutely do not have to colour the image, you can leave it in black if you wish, but I'm just trying to tie it all together because I have an idea, and it will soon show in a second. So just pounce in that colour, and let's pop a little suggestion of a path. I'll get some brown, and I'm using walnut stain for this one. So I'm just using some of the lovely brown just to paint that curb in there and add some colour to those cross hatch lines, which suggests there is a shadow. Like so. Okay, so that's where we're at with it at the moment. Let's just tidy our station and let's just dry that. Oh, Sandra, was it you who's ordered all those inks this morning? What are you like? To be fair though, the mini ones are £2.99. As you can see, I've got I've got 2 tins of them. And I do have a few big ones, but I use these far better. And the price point is great, isn't it? So if you know you're going to use them, absolutely, why not? So let's elevate our piece of artwork. Now, this is where you're going to step out and be different to all the other card makers, in my opinion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 2 pieces of card. Or if you've got 2 pieces of paper or 2 pieces of card, so it doesn't matter what size they are, you just need 2 pieces of small paper or 2 pieces of small card. Now I'm just looking in my stash here. What's going to work the best and show the best on camera? That's really what I'm thinking about. Let's go with colour, however, and then I'll explain where we're going with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a sunbeam across here, okay, as if the sun is coming down from this right hand corner. And this is the way that I do a sunbeam, okay. So first of all, I pop my card on one side like that, and I pop it down here like so. Now you can tape it in place. It doesn't have to be held by hand. So if it helps you at home, let's just move these over slightly. I'm just going to create like a tunnel from small, and it's gradually getting bigger, but it doesn't want to be too big, guys, okay? So probably as thin as you can from the point of your card. You can see there, the point of this card. And then on like so, and I'm just going to take it from a slim one to a fatter one, like so. Now I'm happy to hold this, but if you're not the most confident, tape it down, okay? So what I'm going to do, I am actually going to try. In fact, let's go with this one. I'll try it. If it doesn't work, you know not to do it. So I'm using fossilized amber, which is like a bright yellowy colour, okay? And I'm going to try and create the appearance of like a sunray. So the difference between distress ink and distress oxide is distress oxide is pigment and dye base mixed, so it gives you more of a chalky finish. And I find that the distress oxides are a little bit easier to blend with, but with the oxides you get a chalk finish on them, whereas with the distress inks you do actually get a true distress finish, if that makes any sense at all. You get like a pastel colour with the oxides. So let's just clean off my brush and let's hope this works. I've had this idea in my head all day, So just get all the excess pink and purple out of my brush. There we go. I'm just going to pick up some of this fossilized amber. I'm just going to hold my artwork in place. Now, because I'm going to push away from me, I'm going to turn my design round because I like to push away. Like so. And I'm just going to pick up some of this ink. This is where, if you're not the most confident, tape it down, guys, okay? It doesn't matter which side your sun rays come from, if that, Elizabeth, not at all. So I'm just going to go in with this lovely and try and get as much colour on there as I can. Hold it in place. You're all waiting with bated breath now, aren't you? Just like me. Let's hope it turns out okay, hey? So, get as much colour on there as you can. Fade it off towards the end. Just add a bit more colour at the top here. So you can see you've got a sun ray coming across there. So what we need to do is we need to complete it and like sun ray it out. So then all you do then is you pop your next one on up to the line, like so, and then you get your next one. Sorry, my apologies, just ignore my last. What you do is you get your next piece and you try and keep them in line so they're not all odgy spodgy, but this is just down to playing and trying. What's that? Have I got a question there? Sandra's saying there is actually a vid to the lady asking about oxide. Tim Holtz has actually done one showing you the differences and she's watched it a few days ago, so you might want to see where that one is, sweetheart. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do another sun rays coming from the top. Now you can do 3 sun rays, 4 sun rays, 6 rays, lots of thin ones, 3 fat ones. I don't think there is a right or wrong way. And I'm literally just going for this here. We see there. And then let's do another one down here. It's better, make the artwork do the work for you. Don't struggle with your hands and wrists. If it helps, move your artwork around. That's what I do anyway. I just try and make it work for me without breaking my neck or my wrist or my hands. So I'll just pop this one down here. Let's make this a little bit of a shorter one. It. So can we see it's coming together now? So let's just do one down here. Turn it round again. So it actually looks like we've got sun rays. I'm going to do this one quite a thin one actually, and then we just have to pop one at the top, and then we've got our lovely sun ray, hopefully looking fabulous. And I'm sort of like filtering it off. I'm not pressing on as hard towards the latter end of the ray, if that makes any sense at all. It's not very straight, isn't that one? But you do get the idea. This needed to be in line with here. And we could pop another one in there, but what we're thinking, guys, do we need another one? Let's just do one more. a thin one. There we go. So what I would probably do now is, see how I don't like this one here. And this is what will happen to you guys at home. I don't like this one here. So I would probably then make my card into a slimmer card, so I have the best part of my card there. Does that make sense? But I'm going to build on it further. So that's just an idea on how you can get the sun rays. What we need to do now is the splash. Now remember, when you use your distress inks, they are reactive with water, so you will react that sun ray, but it does look really effective, so don't be worried about it. So I'm going to use the same colours we've just done in our rays. Like so, and get it quite watery, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to splash all over. I don't know if this is picking it up at all. Let's use a brighter colour, so let's use a red, which will then dry back to practically an orange anyway. Can we see that better? I will lift it up in a second for you. So basically you can tap on the end of your finger, it's whatever is going to help you. This is just the way that I find easier, is tapping with my finger. So how many layers is there to this card already? 3, 4? So lastly, I always do 2 colours in normal colours on my artwork, and then I always do a metallic. So whether that be sprays, my acrylic sprays, the twinkle one, open the bottle and just flick the end of the bottle on your artwork. That one works as well. So I'm just hydrating these metallic paints of Claire's, and I'm just going to add some metallic on there too. And then this is going to give my card a shimmer too. And literally just go for it. Don't think, oh, I don't want to get it on here, I don't want to get it on there. It will wipe off your trees. They will resist. Let's dry that off. So then you can just take a baby wipe and just brush it off your trees, because it will resist if you want to. I did have the tin, unfortunately it's sold out. I have ordered some more, so as soon as they come back in, I'll load them on for you. It's just, we were asked for them and I did load them on, but look, they did sell out after studio, unfortunately. Oh, Adele's has gone in the bin. Well, if I'm completely honest with you, this last ray here, the ray on my artwork here, it probably would have gone in the bin for me too, but because I'm persevering with it, and I'm going to trim it down anyway. So you need to do it again, Adele. And I bet it even wasn't that bad. Right, so what we need to do now is we need to bring it all together. So I'm going to bring in the purple, which we used originally, and I'm just going to distress the edges and bring it all so your eye's drawn into the image now. And again, it's just having fun and playing. I'm just cleaning my brush off from that sun rays so we can swap it out to the purple. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go round bring it all together. Now you could, because we put some red splats on there, you could actually go round with the red and create a tropical theme card, but you're never going to know this. You would never know to put these colours around if you don't give it a go. If you give it a go and you know it's absolutely not for you, at least you've tried, okay? Because sometimes playing makes you grow as a crafter, makes you step out of your box, doesn't it? So I'm just going around with a little bit of red, not as much as, I'm not going as far onto the card as I did with the purple. Just a delicate edge on the red there. And then when you come to pop this onto some black, it'll sort of look real, it'll pop. Yep, I do have a die with the sun rays. You could pop that over and stencil through. Yes, absolutely, that would look fab. If you don't want to go freehand. So, next stage. Probably thinking, well, what's next? I'll just clean my Eureka lid. Have we still got plenty of time? I think we've got time. I've not been told we are running out of time. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, let me just show you how far we've come by mounting this onto some black, or showing you it on some black, so you can see instantly. In fact, I will glue it down. So you can see instantly where you're going. As soon as you pop it on that black, it looks completely different, doesn't it? Straight as possible. And then let's pop it under our Eureka. And then what we're going to do is we'll sort our sentiment out. What I'm going to do, let me think. Yeah, we'll use the You Are My Adventure. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some of the scrap card that we did our sun rays with. I'm just going to pop it on my Eureka. And to keep our card all in theme, I'm just going to use some of the red we've just edged with. I'm just going to create myself a coordinating background. So here I'm just popping the red in a line. So I'm trying to get as much colour on there as I can. And then I'm going to go into some purple. This is just normal cardstock, and I'm just making myself a bit of a background. So red into purple. Like so. So we've got a little bit of a background going on now. So if you've not got a lot of cardstock in your stash to coordinate, this is a great way to create your own background. So pop this into our Eureka, and then the stamp, I'll sit in the centre there, move it over, and then I've only got to do 3 cuts instead of 4. And then we'll ink this one up with the rubbish ink pad. Hopefully I haven't got to stamp it 9 times. Oh, looks like I'll get away with 2. There we go, and then I'll just dry this off. For my ink blending, I just use normal white cardstock, nothing fancy. I couldn't tell you, it's just normal 250 GSM to blend with. And then we'll chop this away from this card. Leave that under there because my artwork is still going flat underneath there. And then we'll grab our guillotine. We are coming towards the end. I hope you're enjoying it. Is it something, will you give it a go, this card maybe, with some different colours? Hopefully you will. So there you have your beautiful sentiment there, look, with your ink blending on there. You can go darker if you want to. It would have looked better a little bit darker, I guess, but you get the idea. Oh, let's not put that away. And then let's grab some black card and let's mount it. So let's just glue this one onto this black card here. And I go for a really small border because we've got a beautiful image on our card, and I sometimes think the large borders can detract you from your focal point, which in this case is our trees. Move everything out of the way, push it all to the side. Make sure that's stuck nicely. And then we'll just get some nice pads. Now you can cut it smaller so you don't lose half of your image, but you get the idea. It should be a smaller sentiment, but there we go. I'm not going to mount it onto a card. I will do it for the picture for you, but you sort of like get the idea. I know it's only one demo today, but with the layer building and the splats, I really did want to encourage you to step out of the box and not just do stamp and watercolouring, stamp and heat emboss. So something a little bit different today. If you are wanting some watercolours, we do have the fabulous watercolour wheel in the sales show tomorrow, and it's the stackable ones, and basically they are a pigmented ink in a pan and they give you a chalky finish. They're quite nice. I will be using those in demonstration tomorrow live on Create and Craft, and that's really where our painting products really started, with the actual item. And yes, they are still in my stash, and yes, when I get access to them they will be used as much as everything else. So it's just food for thought, and they're a great price too. So if you are starting as a watercolourist or starting and just wanting something inexpensive to start with, then they are a great starting point. So I'll just hold this one up for you to show you the finished project. It does need mounting onto a card, but that, see what I mean? This ray now doesn't look too bad, does it? So perseverance really is key. So if I can encourage you to stick to the end with your cards, you know, you might be actually proud of it when it comes to the end. So I will post a picture of this one. So I'm just gonna, for the people that have just joined us, I am just gonna show you the stamp that's launched today, when I can find it. What is this lovely one here? So this is the Craft Academy stamp 4. And it's the large florals. I'll just turn it over for you. So if you did tune in late, this is Craft Academy stamp 4, and it is available on the website if you are wanting to craft along. A lot of you have already bought it, and thank you very, very much. But please don't switch off. If you do have an alternative stamp, you can be creating some fabulous samples similar to these, what we are going to be making in studio. So I'm just going to quickly show you through the cards that I've already gone ahead and made. Some really, really simple cards, but really, really effective, and just chop it up and change it up with a brand new stamp. So that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Post your makes over on our Eureka fan page too, so I can see what you've all been up to. Change the colours, the layering. If you don't like the layering, maybe revisit one of our other techniques with the same stamp or whatever stamp you've been using. Thank you so much everyone. It's been a lovely afternoon, just what I needed. So I will see you all tomorrow on Create and Craft, 1:30, then back in studio at 3 o'clock. See you all later. Bye.